let's not explain it. Tom, introduction.
Okay.
I am more than the man. I am more than the fish.
He's really confused about his general species.
And welcome to Fact Vs Fiction. Sorry, Tom, I've stolen all the wind from your sails.
That's why your ship is going nowhere. Just Tom behind, sucking all the air out.
So
you say we need to ship harder?
I was going to say, so if I'm sucking all the air out of a ship, does that mean it goes in reverse due to the air I'm producing?
Whereabouts are you stood in context to the sails?
I feel like this is a hypothetical for this week.
On the same.
Anyway, who are we? What are we doing here?
I don't know.
Well, I can tell you. This is Fact Vs Fiction, where John and Matt have an affinity for facts, and Tom have a fiction affliction.
Oh,
I'm
God.
Tom, and I started reading Dracula today. That's
Really?
a random fact about me.
I thought, by the way you reeled that off, I thought you'd been reading Dr. Seuss all day.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss's Dracula. Have you not read it?
Is it the proper Bram Stoker one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read it.
OG.
That's a weird way to describe a book. I just realised. Yeah, I've read it. It's
OG.
nice. I've never described a book as I've described a book as good, but not nice before. Like comforted almost.
Nice.
I'm
Anyway,
joined by Tom.
that is me. The others will refer to me as Corby because only Tom can say Tom and knows which Tom I am.
Many Toms.
That sentence was there somewhere. You just have to find it. Believe in your heart, people, and the sentence will appear.
There it is.
What, like a live, love, laugh beside the sofa, except it's
May your
that.
heart be your guiding key.
Like the live, laugh, love of the soul. This is terrifying.
I've done my bit. It's one of you two
Oh,
now.
I was waiting for Tom to continue his spiel.
I did my spiel.
I thought you introducing all of us was the spiel, part of the spiel.
Oh, I thought we were going to introduce ourselves. My bad.
It's fiction week. You two don't matter.
I don't know what's going on.
Your subject matter doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't.
I am also joined by John.
I'm here for the facts.
There
You'll
won't be any.
disappointed.
I know. I'm here to show willing.
It's a fact.
I'm
but
called
this is
ordered to
fiction
be
week.
here.
I mean, you're right there, Tom. It is technically fiction.
And last but not least, we are joined by Matt.
I'm drinking wine.
Resident filth licker and hole digger.
I do not want that as my associated tagline, but at the same time, that's actually quite good.
Right.
You done me dirty, but you know what? You done me right.
Oh,
Well, that's
that was an intro.
That was. I don't even know. I feel like. Where do we go now?
For explanations, it's been an incredibly hot day today, so I think
it has.
everyone's slightly sapped by it.
Well, the trees have been trying to kill me. Like,
Oh,
Literally trying to kill me. I work with them.
Yeah, but they're giving too much tax, damn it! They're trying to take my money.
Land tax? What?
I don't know.
I was gonna say, I didn't think trees paid tax.
That's where, well, exactly, we're giving them tax. Trees run the country.
Just make me think of a lumberjack
Get
screaming
behind the
taxation is theft. Just swinging away.
Anyway,
Anyway,
it's Fiction Week this week.
it is.
And we get to find out, do we get to find out more about Harry O'Daniels is the question at the front of my mind.
Maybe we do.
I feel like we should
can't
just.
remember.
Oh,
It's been so long since we did the last Fiction Week. Do we do hypotheticals for this one or?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I feel like we should also
Yeah,
bring
but I
up
think
the
we
fact
did.
that I feel like we should also bring up the fact that we've actually posted the first 2 episodes as this is being recorded.
That is
Yes.
true.
I mean, it's not hosted. We should probably sort that.
Nah, well, they're on the YouTube
Yeah,
at the minute.
there's on
but-
YouTube at the moment.
They're on
We'll,
YouTube at the channel Fact Vs Fiction.
Look,
Which
spelling
you're
that
pro-
right.
You're
Which
probably
you are
on if you're
watching this
listening to
on.
this. But
yeah,
It's a
by the time this
redundant-
goes out,
maybe by the time
time
this goes out,
Yeah.
we'll have it set up for iTunes, Spotify, and all
we
the
should
other
do.
places.
I'm
you
going to
listen
say,
podcasts.
there's 4 weeks between now and then, so we fucking better. Not to
Yes.
sound like that guy, but we better.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds like you want us to up our game, Corby.
I mean, I'm the one with the video files. If anything, I'm calling myself out in the future.
So this is self-deprecating
Oh,
to make
those are
yourself
rare.
work more.
I can tell you don't watch my YouTube videos. I do it a lot.
He does.
It's like, me, when are you going to post that next video? I don't fucking know.
It's like I think there was like I can't remember what it was. I think it was like a timeline thing for like maybe 3 years in or something. And I swear at some point you basically just said, "Why are you here?" To let you view.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mm.
I'm like, I don't understand why any of y'all watch me, but I'm thankful that you do. Which is basically the same way I feel about this podcast right now, except that feeling is probably fourfold because it counts for everyone else.
Yay!
Yeah.
Right. Anyone got a hypothetical?
I mean, we were doing the ship blowing thing before this
Yeah, if you were
started.
going
Right.
to stand
I don't
on
know
the
what the
ship and
question
blow,
was.
how would you
If I were to
stand?
suck the wind out of your sails, would your boat sail backwards?
If you did
Due to my sucking.
if you did it hard enough, the sails would invert, and therefore it would basically come backwards towards you because it would catch the wind in that direction
You're
if there
not on
was.
the ship. The ship's going to come backwards towards you.
He might be floating for all I know. I don't blame him.
Assuming
Where are you
this is a
standing?
sailboat.
Are you
I don't.
Poseidon?
Are you on the water?
I'm gonna-
Halfway in the water.
I'm doing my best Kirby impression on the top of the cliffs of Dover right now.
Some accidental seagull flies past, gets sucked in, all of a sudden you just have a beak.
What happens if Corby, Corby,
Corby Corby's Kirby, or if Corby's Corby.
if Corby,
Odd thing happening there.
if he actually ate the ship though, what would he look like?
Oh god, it's just your mimic.
I was gonna say, has there been a boat Kirby? There might be. Hold on.
Just Kirby with a
Like-
sail, I guess.
Does
I
Tom
know-
just
I
have a
know-
little tail sticking out his hat?
I know
and the
there's
power to
definitely, like,
turn
water
in
Kirby.
water and float. Does he become buoyant?
I have a rudder. You can steer me. Get away!
Images for boat Kirby literally just bring up things from the boat Kirby. What is it? What's this? The Kirby Corporation.
Odd.
Not like actual Kirby.
I choose to imagine.
Although
that-
there is definitely a scene from the Kirby anime here.
I choose to believe that
I
Tom
know
will have
because it's just a
tiny-
dreadnought with angry eyes.
Choose to believe Tom will have a tiny sail on his head.
I mean, he probably will. I mean, like, I know there's water Kirby.
He's just very moist.
Oars just come out the side of him, and he just uncontrollably like rockets away down the road because he
His
can't stop him.
arms become oars.
I'm gonna drop it in
And when someone
Discord for
beats
y'all
out
in case you care.
like a rhythmic drum beat, like a rowing beat, he just swings his arms and just disappears down the road.
There
You
is
just
water
hear
Kirby.
voices from somewhere. There's
For
a
those
wow.
that care.
there's a shanty coming from somewhere, and he can't find it out. And he
From the
can't
bottom
sleep
of
with
his
it playing.
soul.
Yeah. Is he a glass half full Kirby or glass half empty Kirby?
I guess it depends on the day.
He's always a glass half full Kirby.
Yeah, Kirby's always happy.
Is he?
Damn
'Cause he's
that
always
squidgy
eating.
sponge.
That speaks to me of depression.
I was gonna say,
He's never as full.
fun fact actually, the American and PAL box arts always depicts Kirby with angry eyebrows, whereas in Japan he's always depicted as a happy, smiley character.
Is that because? Nope, let's not say that.
Is that because of the war?
No, I was gonna say like the idea I think is like I don't know, Japan think it's a better idea to make him look angry, to make him look more badass and more appealing.
I mean,
don't
I
fucking
think
know.
Happy Kirby is more appealing because it's just like doesn't give a shit.
I'm gonna see if I can like find a difference for this, just so I can like show you
I don't
guys.
really find Kirby appealing because I never played a Kirby game, but I would go for Happy Kirby over Angry Kirby.
He's a pink vortex of just pain.
Sounds like you've had personal experience, John.
So
You ever been in a Kirby, lad?
in a
You're
Kirby.
changed when you come out.
So like
When
there
he gets you,
is
he
like
takes something
it's
from
like Japanese on the left, American on the right, obviously.
Oh, you
but-
put it in the thing.
Yeah. That's like one of the examples, but
Oh
they do that
god,
for
they
all
just
the
made
box
him
art.
look edgy.
Yeah, exactly.
Edgy Kirby.
Why is that in America then? That's weird.
America. Because he needs
I
to look
mean-
serious and gritty.
Also,
but all the
Kirby's
stuff he's
Air
done-
Ride doesn't sound like a good game.
I mean,
Any
from
comment,
what
Tom?
I don't own it. Mainly because if I go to eBay and look for Kirby Air Ride, that helps if it's actually typing in the thing. Kirby Air Ride, and it is at least 85 quid.
Fuck that noise.
Or buy it now for $139.99.
Why is it that much?
Because GameCubes didn't sell.
Oh, it's a GameCube game. That makes so much more sense now. Because there won't be that many in the man who owns a GameCube.
Yeah. He says with his copy of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance that cost him 90 quid.
How much? 90?
Yep. That was cheap.
Yeah, but Fire Emblem is Fire Emblem, so...
I know. It
Everything
nearly
changed
died
when
and then
Fire
awakened.
Emblem attacked.
He's not wrong.
Right, I'm
And-
satiated now.
Now that John has finished staring incandescently into his pizza, we can
And
get
Tom
on.
has relieved himself
And
in the
Tom has
bathroom.
Tom has attended the
I
call
had-
of nature.
Yeah.
The owls have
The,
been satisfied.
The effects of water Kirby have been prevalent on me today.
Good old wet Kirby.
Oh,
Anyway, let's see what memes we can make today, shall we?
let's
Yeah.
first of all, Tom, I think we could do a reminder of what happened.
Yes.
All I remember is a girl fell down some stairs and was helped by a shady leprechaun.
Basically sums up
Yeah,
the
yeah,
episode.
that's pretty much it. So
She didn't fall down,
returning
she got
to-
fucking shoved.
Oh, she did get
There wasn't a
shot.
Good get
murder.
job. That is correct.
It was manslaughter at the very least.
So yeah, to do a quick recap of the first half of One Small Town, episode 2, The End of Summer Party. The party in question got underway. Both Simon and Rachel forgot to lock their house as they left for it. Drake tried to sell Amy some drugs, but she rejected him. David tried to sell some drugs to Rachel, and she took them. Jenny saw Rachel taking them. Rachel,
like
while under the
like-
influence... Sorry.
I was gonna say it was like I smell an opportunity here, but fuck it. I will wait for the optimum time when her friend is bleeding to death.
So yeah, Rachel, while under the influence of said drugs, accidentally pushed Amy down the stairs. Even she didn't.
Oh, down the stairs.
Watch you just go.
Yeah, these drugs have some wild side effects. She cloned herself and pushed herself down the stairs.
AKA, she tripped.
Planned. That
Both
was in
on
her
the drugs
chest.
and down the stairs.
Yes, so Amy fell down the stairs and got knocked out. Then a witness came to the scene. Everyone's apparent new favorite character, Harry O'Daniels.
Because he's more mysterious than he ever needs to be, and he's just there, and therefore he serves an important
Are we
point.
including Harry O'Daniels in the Ocean's 11 cast we're putting together?
yes.
Or
Oh yeah,
We'll have
Along
to see how it develops.
Harry
but I think
Daniels is
so.
a charismatic frontman.
along with League Christmas, Grand Inquisitor Conrad, and Hellbike and Biker Night.
Oh, what about General Lee Christmas and Sam the Banana Man?
Okay, yeah.
yeah, they're all.
I
going
feel like
there.
this.
We're-
I feel
Owen
like this crew's
Avengers are
already
coming
too big,
together.
but sure.
Whether you've just got the silent Kinney on the side.
Ocean's 119. It'll be fine.
Just like the Smash Ultimate roster, we'll just have everyone.
Yeah, that's how it is. We'll, just have, we'll keep
Except
adding new
Waluigi,
DLC.
he's still not in there.
Yeah, except Waluigi. Sad wah.
The saddest of Waz.
Wah.
Too much. That was too much.
That was too sad, actually.
I
You really
felt like
felt
that
the
should be.
sadness.
I felt like you took that from a Waluigi indie song.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of did.
So yes, Harry O'Daniels gave some very bad medical advice, which is, it's only a head wound, don't take her to the hospital. Then he agreed to help Rachel take Amy home. But
Sadly, he
also
did.
witness to this event was Drake Delton, one of the two drug dealers who are about.
Who's the edgelord again, and who's not?
I would say both Drake and David are the edgelords.
Who's edgier?
David's the mechanical murder robot. I almost said a
That's it.
murder
Okay,
I
robot.
would say Drake is probably edgier.
But
I mean,
I
he's
thought
insane.
Dave was the one who said he breathed danger.
Oh no, he did.
mean-
David did say that.
He did.
I mean, if he's a robot, he will have more sharper parts, making him more edgier. I'm not sorry.
There gets to a moment where they run away from David and they escape up some stairs.
That's why he couldn't approach him in the first place. It's why he had to watch from a distance. He had to wait till they came down the stairs.
Oh, that was terrible. Anyway, let's go.
And while all that was going on, Ivy, Jenny, and Mike Ethan decided to meet up with Ben, Simon, and Elliot, and that is where we pick up in scene 6.
Every time I hear Mike Ethan's name, I forget about Mike Ethan. Then every time I hear it, it's like a punch to the gut because it
Two
just
punches to the gut.
reminds me.
One
I
for
get,
each barrel of
I
the
get
name.
I get like Nam flashbacks to the first episode where you mention it. It's
It's like
It's like the
Mike
sucker
Ethan.
punch followed by the follow-up one as well.
It's like a smash cut of every scene he's been in goes through your
It's
mind.
fine. At some point, his dad will hunt him with a crossbow, so it's all right. Let's continue.
I'm glad you remembered that
Great
fact.
prediction for the
So,
remainder
I'm not
of
gonna.
the season.
I'm not gonna lie. I have sat with episode 2 on today just to familiar. Like I did some prep. I did listen to the part 2,
Oh,
and I edited. I finished editing the special,
Yay!
Ah, nice.
so that will be good to upload. I just need to actually do like the visuals for 3 and 4, but that's all by the by.
yes, we need to do visuals. Yes, definitely. Anyway,
So,
Especially after what I've put in the special. Do you not remember?
I know what
the Kelpie thing.
oh right, yeah, yeah. No, I remember.
Good.
Yeah, no, I don't.
So, these 6 characters meet up, and there is some dialogue that implies it's the first time they met, even though that is just not true, because they passed each other earlier in the same episode. It was even a notable event because they saw Elliot wearing his hippo hat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
I think when writing this, I just forgot that they'd already met.
weren't they already previously in the park in their own little groups?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now
love to
these
think-
2 groups have come together.
I love to think it was like one of those situations where the 2 groups sit and stare at each other and like, well, do we approach them? Are they going to approach us? What the fuck?
Like a really
what are we
awkward
What are we
school
meant to
disco.
do here?
The scenes that they have written it both start with, like, the 2 groups of 3 just approaching each other from one side of the park.
Like
Oh,
a
that-
3v3.
That's a gang war. What the?
Yeah, like a Western shootout kind of thing. And there's a bit more banter about who does or doesn't like who. Once they do meet, Mike Ethan flat out tells Elliot that Ivy has been talking about him all day, and
Okay.
Simon tells Ivy that Elliot's been talking about her all day,
Ah,
which
oh,
is
Resident
embarrassing for them.
Fucking bros.
I was gonna say it's a good thing to know that they like ship them already, even though
Yeah.
like
Already on it.
so, even though the other guys knew that all happened was he threw a bag at her.
Yep. Well, all the best.
Did he bring his bag?
Well, they'd have to carry the alcohol in
I
something.
never wrote down if he brought his bag or not, but he would have to carry alcohol in something, so
In the
He
hippo
brought a
hat.
bag.
The
That's
hippo
important
hat.
enough.
he lifts it up and there's a beer under there.
Oh, so it's just like it's just a tiny hippo hat and just takes it all like it's just a gigantic bottle of whiskey.
I was gonna say, turns out she's not into him. She just really likes his bag.
I love a man with baggage.
But
better
they
than
do
what it
get
had
to flirt with each other a little bit in this scene.
How awkward is it?
It's fairly awkward.
It's as awkward as you'd expect teenage romance to be.
Yeah. It's as awkward as you'd expect teenage romance written by a teenager to be.
Checks out.
The upshot is the 6 of these guys meet for the first time, for the second time, and
Yep.
So we meet again for the first time.
For the second time we finally meet.
we also get a bit of cluing on the timeline here, because
There's
it
a
was a bit
timeline?
confusing.
Time
In the
travel
last
coming.
episode, you guys were asking, like, what time of night was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
In this scene, we find out, well, this is happening, it's midnight.
Jesus.
Because Simon does the annoying thing where he goes, it's tomorrow now.
Damn Kelpie.
Is there enough lighting in this park? How
No.
well lit is this
Oh, it's
park
not
for
well
the...
lit at
Not
all.
very well lit at all.
It really
I
isn't.
mean, there's a lamp,
There's a
Shuffle.
lamp.
like a street,
It's
a street lamp.
lamp.
A street lamp.
Yeah, I was gonna
Once-
say, do you mean a street lamp, not just a lamp?
One singular lamp that all the kids gather around.
How ominous that would be, just see in the
Sounds
middle
like
of
a
the
weird
park.
ritual.
Just a lamp in the middle of the park. What was it plugged into? I don't know. It's some eldritch nonsense.
It wasn't
Just one
there
of
in
those-
the
I'm not going
daytime.
near it.
I,
One of those
I-
hooded lanterns that, like, you know,
I-
you fill with oil.
Oh right.
Speaking of, John, that reminds me, I need to, like, for Eldritch Lamps, there's a short film I can send you, but it's just weird.
All right, do it later. Nice.
Anyway, this scene wraps up with Jenny suggesting she's overheard some kid at school talking about a bar that will serve them even though they're underage.
God,
She
is this a
said-
Renaissance reference?
No. Oh, not the period. Like,
Oh, no, not not the period.
Is,
so I really
Is the-
thought you meant the Renaissance art period when you said that.
are
I was
this the
like,
1400s?
were there lots of oil paintings of underage people at bars?
I don't know. We weren't there in
Michelangelo's
1450s
lesser-known
Italy.
gallery.
I realized the moment I said that is like no one is gonna get that reference.
Oh.
Do your bars have Sistine Chapels on them?
Behold the Pope, he walks amongst us.
Behold,
It's the
Pope
Renaissance,
drinks amongst us.
For the listeners, Renaissance used to be a bar in this town, which had a bit of a dodgy repute,
Indeed.
I believe.
You mean like that
and-
one? You mean like that one club that had a bit of a dodgy thing in Hull, Matt, that turned out to be true, where they sold methanol?
Oh, that was Welly.
Exactly.
Methanol.
They stayed
really?
open on
So
like
it's covering our
Renaissance.
legal grounds.
Which is weird because, like, do you not remember one of our mates was like, totally, oh, I love it, it's great, the vodka there is amazing. Like, it's literally pure ethanol.
I mean, it could be turpentine for all we fucking knew.
I mean, yeah.
It did get you drunk fast.
Well, yeah.
That's probably because it was turpentine.
Oh, this is so good, man. I can't see. My liver's gone.
Paint
This is
thinner.
a great night. I'll always remember this light, unless I don't, because the brain damage.
I see why it's called paint thinner. It thins your eyesight.
That's exactly why they call it paint thinner. No other reason.
There's no
Since
other
you're
purpose
colourblind.
to paint thinner.
Isn't you colourblind, or is it just normal blindness?
I feel like that's just moonshine.
Oh no! Like if you basically have too much alcohol at a short time, you can just basically go blind for short amounts of time.
Yeah, that's like the blackout drunk kind of thing, isn't it? But
Blackout's just you don't remember it.
Yeah, no, this is literally like my eyes don't work. Help.
As John says in a calm manner, whenever it's happened to him.
I mean, you know, the agony of the void is calling me and all, guys, but let's get those shots in. I can't see them. Hand them to me.
You can easily do a suicide shots because you can't see already.
is it suicide shots if you're already dead?
The blindness has enhanced my sense of smell, so I know which is which. You fools! I was prepared from the start.
The game was rigged from the start.
Anyway, yeah.
So
Anyway.
Jenny says that she overheard about this place from a kid named Sean Wall, and Elliot says that he used to know Sean Wall and does not have a very favourable idea of this guy.
Is that because is that because of the blindness that happened? Or...
Yeah. Well, he says if anyone's going to be talking about dodgy places, it's Sean Wall, and then he says, "I wouldn't trust Sean Wall as far as I could throw him."
He's
I
a
love how
character
they
of
all
ill
have to-
repute.
I feel like also they feel. I don't know why they feel the need to always address him by his full name.
No, the people just do. I like one of my schools.
He's
I
just
always
one of
used
those
to get called by
guys.
My full name. It was just one of those things.
I would always call Mike Ethan. Like,
But that's
done
just
well.
because that's his first
that's
name.
just his first name.
No, but there are
It's
just
not like
His full name is Mike Ethan Swift.
but there are just
I
some
feel like
of
there
those
should be a
schools.
comment after Ethan. Mike Ethan Swift.
It's a
allow you to
descriptor,
breathe.
actually. He's very fast.
Yeah, his dad's hunting him. He's going right.
He's got to be. Oh.
Damn my great run in genetics.
Nonetheless, despite the dodgy reputation of this bar and the dodgy source of information, they decide to try it anyway.
because
And
two
the six of
dodgies
them
make a
go off
non-dodgy.
together.
Exactly. Cannot fault the
Wrongs
logic.
don't make a right, but two rights do make a left. Three rights make a left. I'm tired.
Precisely.
I'm gonna say two rights for a U-turn.
Yeah.
This is why you failed your driving test, John.
Says the man who's never
Hell, Matt.
taken one.
It was
was gonna
actually
say-
because he'd been drinking some liquor from that place. He'd got
What,
blind.
Mike
Every
Ethan's alcohol. Mike Ethan's dad's alcohol shop.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I forgot it's that.
Don't you remember the classic alcohol shop that Mike Ethan's dad owns? Staple part of this series.
Anyway, let's get back
So
to the.
they go off, and
child
then we check back in with Rachel, Harry, and Amy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They arrive at Amy's house, and then I believe a major writing error occurs with the keys.
Then Harry O'Daniels breaks the fourth wall and snaps my pencil in two.
What's that outside? Oh god, it's the squirt man.
So they arrive at Amy's house. Then Rachel checks her own pockets for her own keys, realizes they're missing, and realizes that she forgot to lock the house, and then freaks out a bit because Rachel and Simon's parents are also out of time tonight.
Out
Now,
of time.
the fact that she's checking her own pocket
out of time.
in his house
Have they died as well?
is
David's next target.
No, it's the movie that Justin Timberlake in. It's fine.
It's a great way to make sure that we don't need any adults to film this.
exactly.
All of them just die off screen.
Or
No.
leave like they're breaking up with you.
Yeah.
Oh.
I will concede it's possible Rachel could have had a spare key to Amy's house. But then,
Oh,
instead
there's
of
one hidden under a rock somewhere. It's fine.
Instead of checking Amy's pockets or looking under a rock, Harry suggests opening a window or breaking in somehow.
Ah, Harry.
Then he
Classic
also
rogue.
suggests
It's just the Irish way. What can I say?
I
he
take that as
also
a fact.
suggests just trying the
Good.
door because maybe Amy also forgot to lock her house, and that works.
You never know, she might be as dumb as the rest of us.
So instead
Wait,
of trying to find a key that is to Amy's house, Rachel tries Amy's front door and it is unlocked and open, and they take her in.
I love convenience.
Yeah, it's
To be fair, I
It's a
think a lot of
really
people in
weird
Ilkley do forget to
key
lock their doors.
situation.
Yeah, it's kind of a recurring theme, and then they wonder where to get robbed.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
noted for future reference.
And
But
Mitchell
then-
starts gearing up.
It's
We know we've
revealed.
got an hour to lock the door. That's how far away Corby is from Ilkley.
That we know of. That could be a backdrop.
I mean, people should be locking their doors because there's some shady
I'm-
characters going around in this town.
I was going to say, it's like the PS5 reveal. I'm actually just a render at this point.
I was gonna
I'm not
say,
real. I'm an AI.
It's better than what I was going to suggest. Is what he just has a green screen in his car, and apparently it's completely immobile.
It would explain you being an AI, because you do occasionally just say, "What are we?" at the start of episodes. You generally are trying to find out for yourself. You're learning. Anyway.
Waiting for us to
It's
give the
either I'm an AI or a hive mind. It's one of the two.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh. Speaking of shady characters, as they take her inside, the camera pulls back and we see that behind a tree there is Drake. He
I'm
has
imagining Drake is stalking them like Gollum. He's
Yes, sure.
scampering behind cars, climbing up trees, and it's just like his head round the corner.
Yeah,
Like, you
just
don't see anything other than neck and head.
in a well-placed shadow, just
You
stalking
take a
them.
lot of time to make sure it looks menacing.
Wasn't he
But
like...
then
Whose car was he hiding behind then? If he didn't like drive and follow
just
them here?
random parked cars.
Yeah, that
No, a car has been driving it just very slowly. He's been walking behind the whole way.
He's been running like the Beast of Prey road next to it.
Anyway.
Oh. But the
By the
upshot
way-
is, Drake now knows where Amy lives, and he
Dum, dum,
says
dum, dum.
out loud, "I told you you'd wish you'd never did that," referring to earlier in the episode where she punched him in the face.
He's Shakespeare.
He,
Marx.
he literally could have just asked someone, though. I'm sure no one fucking would just... Someone probably would have told him.
No, he happened to see Rachel push Amy down the stairs, then Harry O'Daniels came and they took her home, and then he stalked them. That's a much more
And
logical
then
way to do
and then he
things.
just leaned around a tree and went, "Now you'll pay for this." Meh.
Very cartoonish villain.
Drake's his
Twiddles mustache.
He would if he had one.
I was going to say, then he realizes he's like 17 and can't properly grow facial hair yet.
Fiddles the singular facial hair.
Yeah, just the one. But it's a long
one
one, so he
big-
can twizzle.
One big facial, one big hair.
It's like the one long ones that like grow out and curl round
Oh,
as I punch
God,
my
yeah.
microphone.
What, the one long one's like it's a singular hair? That's horrifying.
Okay, well normally they have two, but they're like the long ones that like curl
Yeah,
round.
no, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh,
Oh. So inside Amy's house, Rachel lies Amy down on the sofa, and Harry seems very eager to go because he says he gets uncomfortable being in strangers' houses. Rachel agrees because she's uncomfortable because she thinks a stranger might be in her house right now.
I thought you were going to say he gets uncomfortable being indoors. And
What's
You
the
don't
opposite of
understand.
agoraphobia?
I'm out of the woods. Oh. But Harry does try to reassure Rachel that it's a fairly good neighborhood. He's sure no one is in her house right now. Smash cut to
he know?
inside her house. Someone is in there.
Is it
Any
Simon?
guesses as to who it is? It's not Simon. It's David.
Simon would. I would say Simon would need to break in. He could just face through the door.
It's true. How does
Oh.
David know where she lives?
He doesn't. He just found a house that was unlocked and went in it.
I'm trying doors.
Yeah, that's how do you
Apparently
think
so.
fucking?
Look, mate, he was just running the program, all right. Just don't blame the robot.
How do you think cat burglars do this, Matt?
No, he is right. People do just try doors. That's the thing.
Clearly, I'm naive.
Clearly, you run the risk of having David in your own house.
This is a PSA. Please lock your doors to prevent Davids from entering.
No other
Specifically
reason.
David, no one else. Doors only stop David's.
It is one weakness, a door.
They don't stop Simon's though.
Remember, doors stop David's. To stop Simon, you must seize his bridle.
DSD.
So David is rummaging around in Rachel and Simon's house, trying various cupboards and drawers. He finds a drawer that is locked, and then sees the abandoned keys on the table, picks them up and tries a few of them, and eventually gets the drawer to unlock. And he finds some things in the drawer.
An admittance that Simon killed everybody and drowned them in the pool.
It's just a picture of the back of David's head open in the drawer.
Like a live video feed.
Yeah.
He opens it, it's like a small...
No, what he actually finds is, underneath some magazines and some stuff, a very thick envelope, which has written on it, "Secret Gambling Stash." So I don't know about you guys, but if I had a secret gambling stash, probably the last thing that I would label it is secret gambling stash.
No, you label it not secret gambling stash.
Okay.
Very open and honest gambling stash.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. What I've got to bring to the table later will confuse literally everyone, including myself. And even I'm having a hard time processing what the fuck we've just stumbled upon in this drawer.
I think the picture of the back of David opening the drawer would make more sense. Like, would be less hilarious. Jesus.
It's like that you know, the running joke where like if somebody downloads a bunch of stuff they don't want to see on the computer and then they label it like homework. Only in this case, when they open the homework folder, it's homework.
Yeah, just why have you got 1 terabyte of homework?
Also,
I like to learn.
It is
Learning
strange,
is my porn.
but it appears, even though Simon and Rachel are both 15, 14, whatever, the whole family seems to just share one set of keys.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were planning this from the whole time. Then they were all
Which
just
also
putting up-
has the key to the secret gambling stash drawer on it.
So wait, are they a family of secret
gamblers?
gamblers?
Oh,
Your gamble as a family, Tom. We're in it together.
Yeah.
That is true.
Christ.
so anyway, David takes the secret gambling stash and leaves the house. And just as he disappears down the street, Rachel and Harry appear at the other end and arrive at Rachel's house.
The communist utopia of Rachel's house, yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, the secret gambling stash is gone.
Wait a minute.
Wait, that was the secret
Smells something
gambling.
different in the air.
I can smell a lack of money that we use for gambling purposes.
Oh. At Rachel's door, Harry says that he knows it might seem a bit forward, but he asks Rachel out.
What?
I guess helping her concussed friend home got him in the mood.
How old is Harry O'Daniel? So I'm imagining.
They're the same age.
Oh, I was imagining someone in their 20s.
No.
We
Yeah,
said this
He's
last
also
time.
a teen.
I think we said in the last time we did Fiction Week as well. We all pictured him being like 35.
Yeah.
So Harry asks Rachel out, but Rachel asks Harry in.
Oh, good lord, this has escalated very fast. Is she still high?
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Whoa. Backtrack. They left Amy on a couch with a head wound.
Yeah.
She's dead.
Be sure to prop her feet up so if she has a nosebleed, she'll drown. And it's like...
Please tilt head back in case of emergency.
Once again, I want to reiterate that what Rachel and Harry have done falls under the category of bad medical advice. Do not follow their lead.
kids.
At the most, manslaughter.
If she dies, manslaughter. If not, it's still like a GBH or something.
She could be dead already. It might just be interfering with the body at this point.
God.
I'm not gonna
Right,
lie,
darling,
like,
the woodland creatures will take care of her.
I'm not gonna lie. Not to date this, but I've scheduled a Steins Gate episode to go up today, and something very similar has happened in that episode. I'm pretty sure a man died by falling. Well, he was tackled up some stairs, but still the same thing happened.
It's an amazing image.
Like, he was stood on the stairs higher than them, then the other guy just tackled his legs and he fell over and smacked his head on the stairs.
Yeah, that will
And I'm
do
like,
it.
well,
Yeah.
for the other number of ways people have died here, that's got to be the dumbest way.
Who needs to care for a head wound when you got to get your freak on, you know?
Like if it was like if she had cut like her knee or scraped her arm or something like that, fair enough. But it's a head wound.
No. Yeah. That is the first and
Matt
probably not the
literally
last
cannot
piece of really unrealistic medical things that happen in this show.
This is
Because
just a
she's
recurring
dead. She's
theme.
not getting any more medical
Yeah,
treatment.
she's dead.
Oh. Well,
Oh,
we
God.
don't cut back to Amy in the next scene.
Thank God, because I don't want to know what goes on there after the fact.
It
Well,
just
wait,
zooms
wait till
out and it
funeral.
just starts playing Mad World as we see a picture of her house, and we zoom out and out and out.
There's a very tiny Drake behind a tree. You can just see if you look close enough.
Oh, good God, Drake's out. Oh my God. Tom, I don't want
Anyway,
to find
back
out what
to
happens
Elliot.
next episode.
John, you're still muted, by the way.
No, I'm not.
You were. I saw your mouth moving and there was no sound.
Yes, because I was shouting at someone who was shouting at me.
Oh, my bad.
You was
I thought
shouting
you were
at
still
dogs.
talking to us.
Oh my God.
I thought you tried to talk to us and then you like looked at us when we tried to carry on and you looked very concerned.
I just
As if
look
we hadn't
intense
heard
today. Look, today's changed me. Maybe for the better or worse, we'll see.
The warmth changes everyone. It's not good.
I will outlast this.
I will outlive the sun.
Oh my God.
So
Tom,
instead
I
of-
feel like not that these stories didn't already have a dark undertone. I feel like it might take a dark turn.
Oh, it gets darker, baby.
Is that
Hell
because it's
yeah!
the night or the morning?
Yeah, because it's midnight.
The witching hour.
Really ramping it up for
Yeah.
episode 2. I like it.
Yeah. Remember when I said not much happens in episode 1? A bunch of stuff that happens in episode 2.
Well, I mean, there was the bagging, which is still my best at the moment.
Irishman and death.
Yeah.
What's not to like?
Speaking of the old bag and tag,
Yeah.
we cut back to the other 6 main characters: Jenny, Simon, Elliot, Ben, Mike, Ethan, and Ivy.
I feel like we knew who you meant. I don't know if you needed to reel them off. Because that's going to get old real quick.
Yeah. Elliot and Ivy are tailing a bit behind the rest of the group, and Ivy asks if she can speak with Elliot for a moment. They step
You know,
aside.
kids do that.
I like it. Like it's almost like a weird imaginary business meeting. It's like, can I have a word? Can I just have a quick word with you? Just opens a door in the park. They just step into like out of.
No, they
now is
open
a
the door
corridor.
to a house nearby because all the doors are open.
They open the door, and it leads to the drawer inside Rachel and Simon's house.
I see David's face.
Why has Ilkley become a pocket dimension?
Because
Of all
Harry
the
O'Daniels
inside
is
jokes
there
that would
now.
come from this episode, that drawer becoming a pocket dimension was not something I expected.
I'm sorry.
I don't think any of us expected it, but my God, I'm glad we're here.
Oh God.
Oh.
I'm glad we're here in his drawer.
This is how the whole thing's going to end. David's going to be forced, like, sealed in the pocket dimension. That's
Him and the
forced him into a
secret
drawer.
gambling fund.
Oh.
I thought you were going to say, like, that's how the series actually ends. Like, the last shot after everything that's panned out is someone closes the drawer. And it all happened inside someone's drawer.
Anyway, jeez.
Oh. So, yeah, those 2 step aside, and the other 4 just stand and watch them, and it's awkward. Ivy turns back to them and says, "Guys, I meant in private." They then take the hint and continue on their way. Elliot and Ivy alone then confess to each other that they do like each other, and Elliot asks Ivy if he can ask her out. Ivy says yes on one condition: that he gets rid of the hippo hat.
Well, the hippo hat.
Yeah,
Never,
you
you
guys-
harlots!
You didn't
So
think he was wearing
whiny.
a hippo hat, did you?
I apologise for the wine with which I just. I did
Sorry, wine.
Not, I did not realise I was so attached to the hippo hat.
That's fine.
He agrees to this condition, and they share their first kiss.
Oh.
Fucking hell, they move quick.
Things are
Yeah,
ramping up.
Was he still wearing the hippo hat at the time?
I did not specify in the stage directions,
If he didn't say take it off, it's still on.
so
What?
I guess it was still on.
should just
He's
get
allowed
rid
to
of
wear the hippo hat, but she has to wear his bag.
Only allowed to wear the hippo hat in bed.
Get in the bag.
Oh, God.
They finish kissing, and then... Sorry, they finish kissing.
They finished kissing.
Sean Connery's
You're saying
narrating
they
the whole
finished
thing.
kissing.
They finish kissing and they move on to the.
But it's close the door, they put back to reveal it's all a story that James Bond is telling to Miss Moneypenny.
This is my debut novel, Miss Moneypenny. What do you think?
Anyway,
Would you
they
like the
look up
secret
and
gambling stash? Sorry. I'll stop.
They look up and then realise that they do not know what direction the other four have gone off in. Ivy
oh,
says, maybe we should split up. Elliot says, wow, that was fast. Ivy reiterates she meant split up and look for them. And so those two go off in separate
We
directions.
just kissed, but I want a divorce.
I feel like Ivy just realised this is going to be the start of a long and painful relationship. Like, this is just...
We'll see how this relationship pans out in the future.
Oh,
Don't you worry.
God.
Oh. So then we catch up with the other four, and they realise they do not know where they're going. They just knew they were going to a shady pub, but they don't know where it is. Mike Ethan says he will look it up on maps on his phone, reaches for his phone, but then realises his phone is not in his pocket, and concludes he must have dropped it a bit further back. So Mike Ethan then asks the rest of them to wait for him as he goes off and fetches it. It does feel very much like, you know, in horror movies when everyone splits up.
You're just splitting them up, but
It's
don't
not
reason.
intentional, but it does feel like that's what's happening.
Does this
Yeah.
take place in the course of one night? Like,
Yes.
the next few episodes is all over one night.
Sorry, no. This episode takes place over one night,
Yeah.
but the whole series does not.
Episode 22.
Long drawn out. That
22
would be-
minutes past 12.
Episode 22.
Yeah.
5:35 a.m.
In the Big Brother house.
Oh. So Mike Ethan is looking around on the floor for his phone. Then someone off screen hands his phone to him and asks if it's yours. He takes it, says yes, and we pull back and reveal this is Drake.
Wait, how'd he get...
Yeah, I have to
Drake
say,
is teleporting!
David are getting a really
I-
good work out of this episode.
I love the idea of like
Moving from place to place.
I love the idea of him
What
just
needs them to
basically
be.
going. Sorry. I love the idea of him just basically going. Yeah, yes, I know where she lives now. And they're just going, just pegging it down the road as fast as he can.
I feel like you
Was-
needed more villains. You only have 2 villains, and now you're trying to just make sure they're present.
Was
That
was
we know.
Drake the one you said was a necromancer in the first fiction one, John, or was that the other one?
Yes.
When he says something about banishing him back to whence he came.
Oh, David's the necromancer.
Dave.
Oh, okay. So Drake's
is
not.
the seer.
So Drake's not the one that has latent magical potential anyway, so he can't teleport.
If anybody's gonna
According
fight,
to this script, he
He probably just found the wrong drawer.
maybe
I'm not gonna lie, there was a
it's
slight
Drake
lag
with
when
it.
Tom said can, but
Yeah.
I think we can conclude that maybe some time passed between the time that he was at Amy's house and the time that he arrived here.
Yes.
Wait, so he waited outside Amy's house, went meh, and then just left.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like how he's not the one with the mafia, is he? He's not the one with the Italian brother.
No, you did have the
Neither of
Italian
them have
brother.
Italian brothers.
I get
Drake
the
has
two-
a brother. They were in Italy. Drake shot his brother.
I get
Initially.
Had the
the
brother.
two confused literally because both of their names start with D.
Yeah.
And it's like,
For
okay,
drug
which one?
D&Ds.
Oh,
D is for drug
Oh.
dealer.
And speaking of, once Drake has handed Mike Ethan his phone back, he launches into his drug deal sales pitch.
I love
as
it.
you do.
He just gets
Drops
the
down the
pants out.
PowerPoint,
Yeah.
gets the old projector wheeled out.
Just give me a second. I gotta get a PowerPoint up.
You know those
Okay.
really old projectors that had the slides that
Yes.
you put under and then pulled out?
Yeah.
Oh.
I imagine it more like, you know when you're watching a YouTube video and then in the middle of it, the person doing the voiceover immediately goes into like an ad for a VPN or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's your phone back, and if you heard of VPNs,
Here's your phone back. By the way, I noticed you didn't have a VPN on that phone. Did you know that having a VPN...
Hashtag not sponsored.
We're not.
No.
So Mike Ethan continually refuses to buy drugs off Drake, and Drake gets increasingly frustrated at this, and accidentally
He's going
blurts
to
out.
die if he doesn't sell drugs.
Drake accidentally blurts out, "If I don't sell anything by the end of tonight, I'm going to get shot."
Wait,
Which takes Mike Ethan aback.
To be fair, that's quite a good point to make.
It is a good point. But didn't Drake sell drugs to Rachel? Or was that David?
No, David sold drugs to Drake.
David's the only one who
Drake
successfully
tried
sold
to
any
sell
drugs.
drugs to Amy and then got punched in the face for it.
And instead of trying to sell more drugs, he stalked her and went meh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like Drake's fault if he gets shot.
So after hearing that, Mike Ethan basically buys some he asks Drake, "Will you leave me alone if I buy something off you?" And Drake says yes. So he buys some, but he doesn't take them. He just buys them, pockets them, and walks away.
Yes.
Why not just give him the drugs back to resell?
Well, surely it's
How
making the
about
problem
give you
worse.
money?
Well, that would make the whole drug dealing economy just crumble.
Maybe it should, because it's a drug
And it'd be
dealing
almost
economy.
as the German hamster economy. It's
I'm gonna say, I feel like you're about to say something, John, and then just thought about it instead.
No,
You
it's just,
have
I
a
was
quick
just
internal monologue.
a little bit of one. I was just trying to think about if David would actually be pissed off if he came back with all the money but still all the drugs, or be happy. I don't know.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
How whimsical would you describe David to be?
Not very
Not very-
whimsical.
He would not be happy.
Considering he threatened to shoot a guy, I'm gonna go with not very.
You can
His
have
level of
whimsical men
whimsy is
who shoot.
low.
He didn't do it with any flair, so no.
Ah,
Anyway.
okay, yes.
I would
He
say
didn't
Drake
pose
is the
while he
more
did-
whimsical of this pair.
Right. Anyway.
Oh.
I mean, he did follow a girl back to her house and twiddle his mustache.
So whimsical.
When's
is
the train
like-
coming along?
He is like the fucking Warner Brothers bad guy, as opposed to like.
Oh.
Anyway.
So then, we catch up with Elliot again,
Oh, yeah.
who has gone off to look for the others. Who does Elliot see walking towards him but David? Elliot goes up. Some fantastic dialogue is coming up.
I am waiting for like just walking like it's like the JoJo thing where they see each other.
Oh.
So you're approaching me.
Elliot goes up to him and says, "Hey, I'm looking for some
Drugs, let's get
people."
closer.
To which David says, "Yeah, well, there were some people looking for me." Elliot says,
Why
"What?"
would you say that?
And David says, "The police." But it's none of your business.
The police, but it is none of your business, human citizen.
Did you
Would
know
you
I'm
like-
a wanted man? Oh.
Would you
I'll
like a
casually
quantity
drop
of
in that
drug?
I'm a wanted man.
I like to think Elliot thinks that he meant the band, the police.
Yeah.
What did you do to piss Sting off?
He pulled a sting operation.
Wait.
Ah.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
So
And scene.
David says, basically, the police are looking for me. And Elliot's like, what? What do you mean? And then instead of answering that question, David walks closer to Elliot until his back is pinned up against a fence and says, "Have you ever taken drugs?"
Imagining like nose to nose, and it's like he goes, "Have you ever taken
What,
drugs?"
just like ASMR.
It's like,
I
noses
know-
squashed against each other.
I know
like
I watch too
crack
much anime
merging
because this
together.
is too yaoi.
Just gives them an Eskimo kiss.
That's it.
The most sinister one in all history of the world.
This is too yaoi for me. I
Tactics go,
can't.
that would do it.
It would do it.
It's his calling card. He Eskimos kisses you before he leaves.
The Eskimo kiss of death.
Oh.
Oh,
So Elliot refuses and turns to walk away, but then David
ow! He's
pulls out his
pressed against the
pistol
wall.
and holds it to Elliot's head.
He didn't.
It's like you've gone from 1 to 11. It's not even been 2 episodes.
David, gun to Elliot's head, says, "You're not going anywhere. Now, do you want to buy some or not?" Elliot,
Not
in
really.
this life or death situation, says, "That seems a bit biased."
Holy!
Oh. David gets very angry and frustrated, and just as it seems as he's about to pull the trigger, David's phone rings. He lowers the gun slightly to answer it. It's Drake.
Hold on, let me take this.
I love the idea that the phone ringtone is the singer Drake.
Hotline bling coming in the other end. Anyway, let's continue.
So Drake calls up David and says, "Hey, good news, I made a sale, so you're not going to shoot me." The friendship these guys have is complicated, I would say.
I just feel like David's just a bit too stuck up. He just needs to learn to fucking chill a bit.
Well,
I have no words. Like, I know what I want to describe David as, but I can't put it into words.
He's like a criminal.
Paranoid.
He's a criminal that seems to be incapable of lying.
yeah, you ask him something. Compulsive liars. He's a compulsive truth teller. It's
Yeah.
He doesn't have boundaries on himself. Like, it's not like in
good
this case,
morning,
someone
please
says
listen to
no,
me.
and rather than like trying to like reason the point with them or like
He
mildly
just-
threaten them as a criminal, he just immediately pulls his gun out and says
No,
he's going to shoot you.
he just has no impulse control. That's it.
Yep.
Oh, you've given him a flaw! Yay!
Yay.
Yeah.
What, as if his lack of personality wasn't already a flaw?
From receiving
No,
the
that's
phone call,
edginess.
and on receiving this phone call, David really just gets annoyed at Drake and is like, "Yeah, that's great for you. I'm in the middle of something here."
Oh, good for you.
This sounds like it's turning into a weird dark comedy.
It really is.
And then he hangs up, and Elliot says, "Who was that?"
Why didn't he run?
And David is confused that he asked that, and he's like, "Wait, what?" And while he's confused, Elliot pushes him and tries to make a run for it. But then
Fucking
David
mastermind
grabs his
Elliot.
shoulder and pulls him back. Elliot slips and falls into David, knocking them both into the ground.
This
The
is
gun
so
flies out of David's hand and falls by Elliot. Without thinking, Elliot grabs it and gets to his feet. David gets up too, and with a shaking hand, Elliot pulls the trigger out of fright. The
my
gun
God.
goes off. The bullet hits David in the chest. Elliot drops the gun in disbelief at his actions and runs away.
Well, you got the QTE
David
off. That's
is
good.
dead.
Oh my god!
Huh.
So
I
you're not
mean,
going to have
is
to worry
Elliot
about
a
the
true
2D
villain?
characters anymore.
This turns out this is actually just a deep psychoanalysis of someone that's just committed the murder.
So
No one has a funny comeback for that. I'm concerned. That makes
I'm
me
just
feel
thinking.
like the bad one.
I mean,
It
it could be
then
the fake. I mean, it could be that the real David's still in the drawer, and we don't know. We could wait.
He left his soul in the drawer.
Wait, doesn't that just mean that the oh my god, is this going to be like a whole, like, you know, obviously it's a misunderstanding anyway, but like they'll find the secret gambling stash on David, and then everyone's going to think there was this massive gambling ring in operation. Just like there's this whole gambling backstory and mafioso shit behind the scenes.
well, the episode's not quite over yet.
God.
Oh,
How can it not end there?
After this happens, we cut to the nearby path to where this happened, and we see someone's legs walking slowly towards David's body. That someone bends down and picks up the gun before pocketing it. We pan around him to his other hand, in which he is holding his own phone, in which he plays a video of what just happens and saves it on his phone.
you bastard!
And let's remember, Elliot was wearing a hippo hat while this happened.
I thought he took the hit. Did he not take it off?
Nope,
No.
Oh no!
he's had it on the whole time. So he stands out in the video.
Naturally, he's
So
fun.
this unseen person saves that video to their phone. The camera then pans up and around to the face of this person, and we see that it is indeed Drake Delton. He
the
smiles
master teleporter.
sinistly.
And who's watching Drake? Because obviously everyone's watching everyone else. That's how this works.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Ben's watching him. And then Drake quotes something that David said to him in the first episode. "One night could change our entire lives." No kidding, buddy.
I cast
No
you back
kidding.
into the pit.
Then the end credits roll, followed by a short next time trailer.
Hang on. Surely because David is the necromancer and he's just died, therefore Drake should die.
No, you have to remember that his phylactery's in the drawer. It's fine. It's fine. It's like Davy Jones. You open the drawer, it's just secret gambling stash. Inside it's a heart. That still beats.
Wait, so he's a lich? Is what we're saying. He's been upgraded from necromancer to lich.
If you stab the heart, then you become David.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Sam. I like it. You've generally killed off a character, and we've just gone no. I really don't mean.
Well, it's only episode 2. It's too early for someone to actually die, despite the fact that someone has died off screen with the Kelpie incident.
Oh right, yeah.
Well, there's been technically 3 potential deaths: Kelpie incident, Amy being left alone on a sofa with a head wound, and David.
We've only got one confirmed kill.
I have to say, is definitely dead.
Oh. I really hope Amy just wakes up in the next episode. I was like, oh, what happened to my head? Oh well.
Oh guys, I've got psychic powers now.
Happen, I think. She wakes up in Rachel's drawer.
I could have sworn I left my gambling stash here.
Amy,
So
is that the end
of prediction? That's the end of episodes 2.
Right.
Oh, that was magnificent.
My prediction.
It always is.
My prediction for the series is that when Amy awakes, she's going to have, following the incident, she's going to have like psychic precog powers from the accident, and that's going to help solve. That's going to help solve the murder of David.
This is a Minority Report's prequel.
I still think one of these kids is actually a robot, and while we're pissing around, one of them is actually a robot.
I genuinely think Elliot is the big bad now. It's confirmed.
Yeah. Well,
this is his rise to being a drug
cousin.
He becomes the head drug, the drug leader of like I mean, like the head of like a drug cartel.
He's the big pill.
He's nicknamed the Bag Man.
Would you like me to bag him and tag him? Yes, but in the drug sense.
Oh God.
I don't even know what that means.
As opposed to, come on.
I know, but like, how do you do it in a drug sense?
The bag's full of drugs.
Yeah.
And the tagging part?
It's got a tag on it.
Yeah.
It says drugs. Just so that you don't get it mixed up with
secret drug store.
The regular
Plus
bags.
over the fact that bag and tag just means kill that person and make sure they're dead.
No, I'm pretty sure it means throw a bag at someone you find attractive.
Yeah, it does.
Enter a relationship with them, then shoot their cousin.
Oh yeah.
Shit, yeah.
It's one way to establish dominance.
Yes.
Let's continue.
Remember, David is Ivy's cousin.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It don't matter, he's not important to the plot anymore. It don't matter.
At least we're not going to have as much edgy talk, unless, Drake's going to double it now that it's only him.
Drake does get some edgy stuff later on in the show, but
you
won't have to struggle with 2 characters with a name that begins with D anymore.
No. Unless, of course, they, as part of a ritual, summon his corpse to cleanse the house of the drawer. I don't know.
The demon drawer.
Yeah. Anyway. God damn. Okay, so, Corby, what the hell nonsense have you got this time round? Oh, he grinned.
Oh, boy. So, after Shimonetta, I had no idea how to outdo myself. Because let's be honest, is it possible to outdo the Squirt Men and the Decency Squad? I went with
the look on your face says yes, it is.
I just want to run through, I want to run through this. So, this week I have decided to talk about a anime from, according to Wikipedia, from 2015. So it's not the newest shit, but it's still really fucking
Fairly
good.
recent.
I also need to timestamp this against some of the other stuff that the writer did, because if I'm talking this week about an anime called Punchline. Yes, it's actually got an English title.
My God.
I've heard of that. Well, I've heard of that.
Because I told you I was listening to it, watching it the other day, but
No, I'm thinking of One Punch Man.
No, this is Punchline. There's a lot more weird shit that happens in this compared to One Punch. So, I'm just going to reel off the top of my head, some of the things that happen in this show.
Go for it.
And some of them may or may not sound familiar to you people at home. So, we have Secret Magical Girl. We've got one of those. We've got a woman that's definitely not a spirit medium, but at the same time is a spirit medium. She can't do it, but she does have latent spirit powers. There's some weird body swapping things going on. There's some genetic experiments going on. There's some panty shots going on. There's a meteor that's gonna hit the Earth on like the end of the show, and we've
started small and we're getting bigger. It's like that domino meme where it's the tiny domino and then just bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
There's the body. I told you. I mentioned the body swapping and the child genetics DNA analysis thing that they were doing. Like,
yeah.
I'm trying to remember what other dumb shit happens in the show. One of them's a robot. One of them's a trap. That's all. There's just like there are too many things. Oh, I forgot about the cult as well. There's the fucking cult that are predicting the end of the world.
I mean, there is a meteor coming.
To be fair, if all this shit was going on, I predict the end of the world. It's a safe bloody bet.
There do seem to be a lot of things going on.
That's not a cult, that's statistical analysis.
This anime is 12 episodes long.
Oh.
How do they cram all that in? Or is it like one thing per episode and it's not related at all?
I mean, no, the thing is, everything connects.
Oh, God.
You get to the end, and it's like, everything makes sense, and at the same time, I've no idea what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, because to the listeners, Corby, he went and researched this, and he said, I've watched a couple episodes, I've still got no idea what the hell's going on. I'm going to have to do a bit more research.
That was at episode 8.
Yeah.
Episode 8, and I was still lost. And I've already watched this show before.
Oh, Christ.
So I'm sure we'll have no problem understanding your understanding.
I'll get it. Maybe.
Right, so, we have... I'm going to say we have 5 main characters, but there's technically 6 if I count the ghost cat.
There's the ghost cat?
Please
There's
do.
the ghost cat, yeah.
That does count, yes.
That absolutely counts.
Well, the ghost cat is not the main protagonist. We have... we have the only boy in this show, so that's a good omen.
Oh, God.
Yuta something... Japanese is terrible. Hold on.
Half-assed as best you can.
Iridatsu. Yuta Iridatsu, who is our protagonist. I'm just going to run through some names. So we've got Yuta. We've got... which one are you?
We've got Ute, the Australian vehicle, yep.
Yeah. We got Mika-tan, who is, spoilers, you know when I mentioned that magical girl? Yeah, that's her.
That's her.
Okay.
Yeah. We've got a shut-in neat girl called Ito. I'm really glad there's like a fucking short name on that one.
Yep.
Wait. Okay, yeah, we've got Maker, who basically exists to like help out the magical girl.
Mm-hmm.
Who,
She's
when I mentioned
she's
she like trained her basically.
Oh right.
And spoilers, she's the robot.
Okay, right.
That's not a spoiler. That's like episode 3. There was like, oh, by the way, she's a robot.
That's an offhand sentence.
So she learned
There's
robot.
like a scene where she gets like punched in the stomach and like keels over, and then is like then like the next scene is them like repairing her, and it's just like, well, never thought I'd be punched in the stomach today. It's like, you're a robot. Are you not good at martial arts? Nah, I wasn't programmed that way.
Also, how powerful was that punch?
Oh.
Oh, that's
the noise that just came out of you.
That was indeed
that was,
a noise.
That was the noise the robot made when he got punched in the gut.
That's my motors going to overdrive. And then we've got is that the spirit girl one? Yeah. Her name's Lavera? What the fuck? Lovera. Lavera.
Yeah, Lavera.
Yeah,
the one who wants to be a spirit medium but can't because she can't commune to spirits, despite the fact that she does actually have latent psychic powers.
She wants to, but she
has
can't.
The powers,
she
she
can.
just sucks at using them.
She comes from like a long line of like exorcists and stuff, and like so she wants to work toward that, but from the way it looks, she can't commune with spirits, despite the fact that she gets possessed by a spirit later on.
Is it the ghost cat?
No. It's the ghost of our protagonist.
Oh,
good.
Spoilers.
Well, he dies in, like, the first episode, and I'm going to explain how he dies right now.
Breaks down
So-
the outback.
Did the ghost cat kill him?
No.
Ghost Cat the villain.
I think, if I remember correctly,
Wait, the cat's the villain?
I'm trying to remember because there's, like, a whole, like, time paradox thing going on
Oh,
as
Of course
well.
there is.
Can somebody,
I-
somebody listening to this, can like, they count how many things Tom has mentioned that add to the madness of this plot and just let us know?
I just want to throw out before I start, those of you at home as well, this was written by a man called Kotaro Uchikoshi, who some of the people listening at home may recognize for his work on the Nonary games, which is the 999, 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, as well as Virtue's Last Reward and Zero Time Dilemma.
Yeah, I've heard those two, yeah.
Well, let's play them, that's why.
Yeah.
And he also worked on The Somnium Files, which is his most recent game and is really good because he didn't have to conform to the Zero Escape series anymore. It was like an original thing, despite the fact that he uses a lot of the same plot twist devices.
He has a
To the
formula and he sticks to it, basically.
To the point where I called one of the plot twists in Zero Time Dilemma, and people were like, how did you see that coming? I'm like, well, they just set it up so perfectly that this person is also this other person's mother.
That's a JoJo thing.
What?
Anyway,
I have a Let's
why I
Play in
don't
case
watch
you're
anime.
interested in... No, these were video games. These were
God.
games. These are things you could play. There's also a game for Punchline, but I've heard it's not great. Anyway, our story opens up with the way most shows should open, with a bus jacking.
As you do.
Yeah.
The speed movies have really gone downhill.
So
Up the ante.
So Yuta and I've forgotten her name already, the spirit medium lady. They're on a bus. They're on a bus on the
Naka?
way back.
Nata?
Lavera.
Oh, yeah.
Lavera.
Yeah.
So him and Lavera are on the way back from the airport after seeing someone off. I think they're really important to the plot. I can't remember. This thing has too many fucking plot threads to follow. And that's before we time travel.
Fucking hell.
So they're on a bus on the way home, and they're basically like it gets caught in a bus jacking incident. So, where do I stop? So the bus jacking's going on. It's getting all this like coverage. The neat girl is watching it on her like TV on PC and all the things, looking at all the coverage. And during this, the police are pursuing them. However, through the police car comes a magical girl by the name of Strange Juice.
I had some strange juice once.
That's a JoJo stan name. What the fuck is that?
Strange Juice comes through to help save them with the bus jacking. And to be fair, she does.
What is
She,
Strange
like,
Juice's powers?
Um,
Or is it just
Exotic
magic?
flavour.
The bad guys some strange juice and they drink it and get very ill.
okay, so there's this thing in the show called Ubification, I'll explain later, but
Oh, God. It sounds German. Let's go.
Ubification. That's because
Yeah.
it's got the word Uber in
I
it.
know, but like
Such a
the
good
bad
word.
kind of World War II German. Let's continue.
Wolfenstein prequel.
So she basically like beats up all these other people, these like bus jackers, and then there's like one guy at the end who like her powers run out basically, which is denoted by like her hair changes color for some reason. Normally she's got pink hair, but it like changes to like I want to say a yellowy gold color. I don't know. Anime's weird.
That's absurd.
Yeah, and then like as her power runs out, he basically like puts her up at gunpoint and is about to shoot her when he recognizes like a strange mark on the back of her neck. That mark is important. Don't worry, we'll get there.
Anyone else seeing parallels to this and Tom's story?
I did not intend for this, but it's just that there's so much going on. There's hard for them to not be parallels.
Yeah.
And anyway, what basically happens is our protagonist Yuta ends up like when Strange Juice is on the ground. I should call her Mika-tan, but whatever. I'm gonna call her Strange Juice because it's funnier.
It's
better.
easier to
SJ.
follow if you say
Yeah.
SJ.
When he sees like Strange Juice like on at gunpoint, like kneeling down or whatever, he catches a glimpse of her underwear.
Is this relevant, or is this just
This is
What?
relevant.
how?
There's another strange mark on her underwear.
No. You know that Uberification thing I mentioned?
Oh no.
Yeah.
His triggers when he sees girls' underwear. When he gets aroused, he gets like superpowers.
Oh god.
So
I
basically,
don't want to
like,
know what his superpowers
That just
are.
makes teenage boys unstoppable. Fucking hell.
there's literally like I think there's like only a few kids that can do this because they were a result of genetic experiments. But I'm getting ahead of myself again. It's hard to talk about the show and not spoil everything.
Yeah, because it's got so many fucking plot threads that need to
Can you
be
put
at
a
least
spoiler
somewhat
alert
explained.
before this?
I probably should have. Heyo,
The whole
we're
thing's a
here now.
spoiler alert. It's fine.
This is episode 1. So basically, fueled by the power of seeing this girl's underwear, he like basically like gets out of his seat and like jumps at this guy, and they both fly out the front of the bus and into a river down on the side, down below them.
Full-on rocket tackles him out the front of the bus.
He literally like runs down the bus and like gives him a full on like diving tackle, and because he's like got this powered up mode, it's like full on out the front of the bus. So after this strange use, like she jumps into the river and like pulls him up onto the floor. He's like laying on the floor and she's stood like thinking about who that guy was that may or may not recognize the thing on the back of his neck. And he sees her underwear again. And there's a weird plot thread where if he sees underwear like too many times in a row, he like passes out. So basically, like, his power overloads and he passes out.
Huh.
But for some reason, his spirit leaves his body?
Oh dear.
So he
No,
dies.
he astral project. So his power, if he overpowers, he astral projects.
The first time, yes.
Oops, too horny.
I can't
The
feel
second
this.
Let
The
me leave
thing
my
is-
body and see how I'm doing.
I
Yeah.
can't feel this guy's gonna die if he goes into like a clothing store.
Didn't you hear? He does die.
I know,
I mean-
but like that way, he just walks in and just gone.
Do they have to be worn, or is it just if he ever sees them?
I think it's more the fact that it's like...
Yeah,
he
he's walking
sees
past the
these girls
Victoria's
wearing
Secret window
underwear.
display. He is screwed.
Rude.
God.
I don't know. It's never addressed. That may be real. Also, it's incredibly weird, like, later down the line, but who cares?
That's fine.
So, as I say, like, after the second time, his soul leaves his body, and he begins talking with the spirit cat. Yeah, it's called Chirinosuke. Just wanted to double check that. So, this spirit cat basically tells him, like, dude, a meteor's gonna crash into Earth, like, the 31st of this month. Bearing in mind, it's the 21st when he tells him this. So he's got, like, 10 days to
Oh my
help try
God.
and prevent this meteor from colliding with Earth.
I'm imagining this cat like kind of laid back on a cloud smoking a cigar, just like, hey kid, a meteor's gonna hit in 10 days.
There's a great plot point where he like tries to show him something on the internet. He's like, "You dude, take a look at this." He opens it and there's just like two cats fucking on the webpage. He's like, looks at the cat. He's like, "You meant to do that, didn't you, you bastard?" He's like, "Never mind."
I think I've seen that meme. I think I've seen that meme.
You probably have,
Jesus.
because he does it several times during the show. For some reason, this cat is incredibly horny. Or either that or it just likes taunting him because he knows that his power comes from being aroused. But yeah, basically this cat tells him to find a book called the Nondola Gondola. Which apparently which holds the power of him, like... It will basically let him know how to return his spirit to his body.
Oh shit! It's not a time thing. It's just like he's out.
No,
Oh,
it's
right.
like... It's
Not
like,
yet.
It located in this book are like... It will give you instructions on how to return to your body.
Oh shit! I kind of thought it'd be like a time thing once he got kicked out of his body. That's not good.
I mean, like to spoil the plot later down the line, it literally all it does is like, yeah, just go back in time and repossess yourself. At the moment your spirit left your body, repossess yourself.
Huh.
So there's like there's a weird exchange where he exists, but there's also a spirit version of him doing two different things.
Yeah,
What?
I get it.
I'm glad someone does.
Wait, why
I
can't
don't
he
like- I
just,
don't
as
like
his
it, but I
spirit
get it.
form, go back into his body then?
Because, well, when he gets home, he tries to like go into his room and repossess his spirit, and he's like, "Oh shit, my actual me has just put warding charms all over the place, so I can't actually enter my room."
Why is this?
Because he lives with an exorcist, and they have those lying around.
Oh, right, yeah, exorcist.
Like all of these characters live in the same dorm. I don't know why. There's like one boy living there, and all the rest are girls.
My head hurts. Thank you.
I haven't even started. This is still mid-episode 1.
Yeah, okay.
Literally, the best thing to do is watch this and try and work out what the fuck is meant to happen. So, I think I've covered most of my basics for episode 1. He gets his power from arousal. His spirit leaves his body, and he's got to work out how to try and save the fucking planet before it gets hit by a meteor. Oh, and by the way, if he sees underwear as a ghost too many times, his spirit passes out and the meteor just collides with Earth.
What, like it fast tracks?
Yeah, like he just passes out and he doesn't, like, I don't fucking know. There's a reason I was slightly panicked when we said we were doing this today.
You fried my brain. I got nothing.
There are many moving parts in this.
Try playing a nunnery game and trying to work out what the fuck goes on there. Because that's the one where it's like, no, you don't just sit there and watch it. You've got to fucking do it. Which one of these 9 people is the killer? Spoilers, none of them.
It's you. You are the killer. Take your axe and have fun.
Anyway, so like... Oh?
Delayed response.
Look, just...
Sorry, I was looking up images of this. I was just like, what the fuck? I mean... It's a very fan-serving game, fan-servicey anime, isn't it? But I guess it would be if the power is arousal. It's never going to go well. Also,
literally,
this proves
like, the
the
opening
existence
shot
of
is him
ghost
running away
arousal.
from... Literally, the opening shot of the like OP is like him running away from the meteor, and it cuts in and out of seeing panty shots as his nose begins to bleed profusely.
So it's essentially a fever dream opening.
I mean, like, yes, but it's also slaps. So
slapstick fever dream opening.
Like, the tune is great.
Part
Part of me like wants to open. I want to see what Crunchyroll actually wrote for this thing because I want to see if they can describe it any better than I can.
No.
As you say, probably not.
I hope that it's just like shit gets weird. Full stop. That's
I like how the opening
synopsis.
sentence is: "If he sees underwear, humanity will be destroyed!" Exclamation mark, question mark.
Can people see him as a spirit, or is it just like that one person who can see him as a spirit?
No, no one can see him as a spirit.
Right.
Other spirits can, or at least the ghost cat can.
Yeah. Also, for some reason, when he returns back to his body in the later line, he can still see the ghost cat. Probably because the way they
once they see a ghost cat,
yeah,
you can't unsee a ghost cat.
There's like a weird level where, like, throughout the series, he has to do like certain things as a ghost in order to level up his spirit power.
He has to grind. That's such a pain in the ass. I mean,
but there's like a weird thing as well where if there's like cinnamon in the air, his spirit powers are amplified.
I feel like that might actually be a folklore thing.
That's probably like some sort of Japanese incense thing. Interesting.
I know, but literally the way he does this is he uses his spirit powers to throw the jars of cinnamon.
Tom, are you okay? It looks like something terrible just happened on your end.
Just flew straight into my window.
A bat?
Yes.
I thought bats were immune to that shit.
Tom has really stupid bats near him, apparently.
It's just actually Batman has just hit his window.
Oh, Christ.
But where was I?
Sorry, that took me... took me...
No, to be fair, if a bird flew into my window, I would shit myself as well.
It's happened before while I've been chatting to people. I just look up, and just carried on talking. It was very weird. On the plus side, it was just a small bird and not, say, a peacock. That would be problematic.
Yeah, especially since
can
peacocks fly?
What?
I imagine.
Can peacocks fly?
A short distance.
Yes. Yeah, short distances.
They sometimes end up on the roof. Anyway.
I'm trying to... Oh, yeah! I'm just like flicking through some of the stuff that happens here, and I'm like, oh, yeah, episode 2. The neat girl adopts a bear.
Already my favourite character.
Well, if I had the option to, I can't say I wouldn't.
She adopts a bear cub, and like one of them wants to get rid of it, and the others are like, no.
Can't argue with that.
Say that again, we'll
but
get
then-
rid of you.
But then like someone comes to try and abduct the bear later on, like a guy in like a hazmat suit with a military training.
Is it a toxic bear?
Is it a radioactive
No.
bear?
No, well, it might be radioactive. I can't remember because there's definitely a moment. There's definitely a moment where like a fight exchange happens and like the bear gets cut with a knife, but then like they get to it like 10 minutes later and the wound isn't there. So this bear has magic regenerating
Is the bear
powers.
also knife fighting? Is the
I mean, it's
bear
got
knife
claws.
fighting with a knife against a knife fighter?
Just the
Well,
image
no.
of just like a bear with
Oh my
like a
God.
knife, just chucking it from paw to paw, just going. It's fucking wonderful. Like,
What's the name of the bear from Tekken?
Oh,
Is it just Kuma?
Kuba? Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's
which is just
just,
bear, I
just
think.
him with a knife.
Oh.
He's already good in Tekken. He doesn't need a knife.
I was actually picturing Winnie the Pooh with a knife.
come on, Christopher Robin. Where's the honey?
Christopher Robin, I'll cut you if you don't give me some honey.
Look what happened to Piglet.
He's not been
Piglet
seen in
tried-
months.
What do you
Piglet
think was
stole
in
my
your
addiction.
sandwich this morning, Christopher Robin?
It's your family's toes.
I feel like me explaining this anime does not give it credit.
Like,
I feel like I wanted to do something
Oh.
ridiculous, and I found where too
This is-
ridiculous lies.
There's just a lot happening.
yeah.
Radioactive
I mean-
They
bears,
found the
ghost
point
cats.
where even if we were to
spirits.
watch it, the fact you're still struggling to explain it having watched it twice and with a Wikipedia page and notes in front of you, you can't, and then you explaining it to us like,
I feel like I'm definitely going to have to look up some clips of this
Yeah.
after we finish recording, though.
Like you can, it's on Crunchyroll. # not sponsored. So, like, if you want to watch the first episode and just to see like what the fuck is going on and see like how accurate my description was,
but by all accounts, we could see what was going on and we still wouldn't know.
that is true. As I've said, I've watched like the whole thing through once and then got through it again like halfway through, and I'm like, yeah.
You've like been writing stuff down on like a notepad, and then you look at it after you're done, and it's
You-
like that
you
image
know
of
that-
Charlie from Always Sunny, and you've got the
I'm gonna say, you
lines
know the
everywhere.
meme where it's like the guy trying to do the conspiracy board thing?
Yeah.
That's me trying to connect all the thread plots to punchline.
Does he stop the meteor?
Eventually, yes.
Good.
But he's... Spoilers, yes. Everything is fine. Except some people die along the way.
There is a radioactive bear about.
That is true.
Knife fighting.
As long as the bear's fine, I'm fine.
And people have superpowers, especially when they see underwear.
On
Where do
existence.
we go from here?
Where do we go? No.
Where do we go now?
Ah, where do we go?
Wow.
We've all tried Axl Roses. Please rate each one in the comments.
Rate my Axl
Like our
Rose.
Axel impressions.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot. I rate my anime on Sausage Octopi out of 10, don't I?
Oh, right.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, you do.
That is
yeah.
a thing.
So Tom, please rate.
My brain is like, I like this show more than Shimoneta, but not as much as Kaguya, which I don't want to say that means I need to give it an 8, but it is good, don't get me wrong. Like, it's like, for watching it the first time and not expecting a lot of the twists, it's a good, like, what the fuck show. And then when everything connects and you see... I was going to say, like, if you watch it and then watch some of the other stuff again, like, oh, that's the foreshadowing. Because there is stuff I watched on the second through, and I'm like, oh, now I understand what that means. But at the same time, there were, like, the cult thing that I mentioned, where I was like, I don't fucking
God, we
remember
didn't
this.
even dive into the cult.
Oh, basically, the
We didn't
cult
go-
the cult are basically like, the government is lying to you that this meteor is going to hit the Earth. We see what's actually happening. Because, like, everyone, because, like, the meteor that they keep going on about, like, all the government and the scientists and stuff are like, that's not gonna happen.
Oh, right.
So, but, like, the cult are like, yes, the meteor is gonna hit. The government are lying to you, basically. Which, I don't know.
Common social
But
common.
then
Imagine
again, like, the
government
cult...
lying to you.
Then again, the cult also have, like, weird... Because one of them turns up and is like turns to the other characters is like, can you hack into the military thing and direct all the nuclear missiles to blow up the meteor? Because like there's some like weird bug stopping them from doing this, and then she hacks in and she's like, seems normal to me. I don't see a bug here. I've been here many a time, and there's no fucking like virus or whatever
I
here.
hack the military's nukes on a weekly basis.
Well, I mean, she is a robot.
All right.
Just bored.
How does a
Yeah.
robot teach magic? That's the thing I've been struggling with this entire time.
She
There's
doesn't.
two questions.
The kid was born with these powers,
Right.
or like genetically engineered for them, but the robot had nothing to do with that. The robot had helped her escape the scientist
Right.
facility.
So the
Okay.
robot's
tra-
just giving her
and
like
tra- basically-
moral encouragement.
Basically, there's a scene where it's like she trained doing the ways of martial arts by watching like old kung fu movies.
She did a Neo.
Oh yeah, when she took out everyone on the bus, was that actual like magical powers, or basically just punching and kicking the shit out of people?
It was like punching and kicking the shit out of people, but she was definitely powered up from a
Yeah, okay,
ramification.
fair enough.
So, who punched a robot hard enough to hurt a robot? 'Cause you
The
said-
guy trying to steal the bear
Oh,
that
right, okay.
from.
Dr.
I mean, I guess
Grizzly,
if you're
let's
going
call
to
him.
try and kidnap a bear, you're going to have to be fairly buff.
It's a bear cub, so
Yeah, I know.
It's a real
I mean,
buff bear cub though, and it's got a knife. Let's not forget.
Watch out, Teddy,
The
you
ba-
got a knife. What? No, I don't.
the bear has a knife and refuses to take his medication because he can just regen afterwards. It doesn't fucking matter.
Christ. Oh.
Also, I'd like to point out that I was going to say, you know when I said there was a game, and normally like games are turned into anime after the fact? This was an anime before it was a game.
That sounds like a way of saying this. I watched this before it was cool.
Well, I
It was
mean,
an
like,
anime before I was a game.
I mean, it was recommended to me after I was like playing some of the nonary games, and someone was like, "Oh, by the way, did you know he also did an anime?" And I was like, "Oh," and then I watched it, and it was just, "Oh,
Oh.
this is indeed a thing."
So, how many sausage octopuses out of 10?
I'll give it like a 7.8 out of 10.
Alright.
Too many plot threads.
You get no pork knuckle, sir.
I'm
No
waiting.
pork knuckle.
Is a pork knuckle 10?
Well, no, like
No,
we
I like
established
to
trading.
think like a pork, like there's the rating system, and then a pork knuckle was like a you did well sticker
Oh, right.
kind of thing. You know,
get
like
the
it's a little
pork knuckle of
bonus.
approval.
So it doesn't get it this time round, did it?
Oh.
It gets a too many plot threads 7.8 out of 10, but I still would recommend. This is a safer recommendation, if only because, like, yes, the fan service is rampant, but at the same time, it's still not as near to the knuckle as Shimonetta was.
The pork knuckle.
I'm interested to see what it's going to be like when you bring a bad anime to the table.
I have been looking for one, and I haven't watched Cliffney yet. That might not be great, but
I mean, yeah.
A bad
I
anime
know-
that isn't
I know
like
enough
in the
about that.
mainstream, I guess.
I mean, like, the thing is, like, most of the bad anime are known for being bad anime because people go online and roast them. Like, there's a famously bad one called Handshakers, but, like, that's been covered to death.
I don't know
Do you-
why.
I was gonna say, please don't tell me you want me to bring that next week. Or what, next...
So it's up to you, Tom.
Because I don't want to submit
Okay.
myself to that show, because it's a train wreck and a half if you, like, Google Handshakers.
You can bring whatever you want to bring.
Good, I'm gonna bring, like, a show I actually like next week.
Yeah.
I hope you like the word Tunabio, because it's going to be featured a lot.
Oh, goody.
I know that one. Oh god.
It's a Japanese stereotype along the lines of tsunderes and yanderes.
Right, that would be it. You've explained it to me before. Yep.
A Tunabio is someone described as having adolescent syndrome.
Oh, God, no. It's like,
okay.
the adults that pretend to be babies.
No,
Oh,
it's
no.
actually like
Babies that
kids
pretend to be adults.
No, it's like kids that pretend to be like demon lords, the way most people do it.
Ah.
For those of you that have seen Steins Gate, it's like the main protag from that. Then I don't want to spoil what I'm thinking, other than saying it's like the Tunabio. She
Right.
is the Tunabio, and that show is on Netflix, so no revision. But yes, next week I will be talking about Love Tunabio and Other Delusions. So
Okay.
it's so good. No, that's for next week, though.
Oh,
Mainly because it's a prime example of KyoAni. taking a budget and doing something what should be completely normal and being like, nope, we're going to turn this into shit 100 and fuck, and it's going to be majestic.
Shit. That's a great phrase.
Oh wow. Oh
Right.
well.
Just in case anyone cares, the company that made this is a company called Mappa. And looking through their other list of anime they have made Kakegurui,
Oh yeah,
the compulsive gambler anime.
which I like that.
It's
Oh,
women
that ties into
orgasming
my
while they gamble.
section a bit.
It's incredibly perverted, but I do like it.
Secret gambling's there.
Secret
They-
gambling stash the anime.
Yeah. They did Kakegurui. They did Yuri on Ice.
Yeah.
Yuri
And of
on
course, yeah, Yuri on Ice. Have
Alice
you never heard of Yuri on Ice?
Ice. It's funny.
It's written by the same people that wrote Free Iwatodai Swim Club, except it's
Oh,
about
right.
ice skating.
Yeah.
Wait, is that?
And of course,
is
they
the Swim
also
Club one
produce.
free?
Say again, Matt.
Is the swim? Do you say the swim club one? Are you referring to free or 50% off or whatever?
Free.
Yeah,
Free. 50% off is the abridgment.
he says the rich one.
And I also have to mention the world famous and occult classic Zombieland Saga, which is personified for like the. It's like the person. Have you seen the meme of the girl running out a door and then being hit by the truck?
Not yet.
No.
Maybe.
I'll look for that later.
I will like find that for
what you
you
Google,
if we
John.
like. I will find that and put it in the Discord
Whoops.
because
that's
you probably will have seen it, but
Also, just to speak about animes right now. Like Tom just mentioned like how it. Oh, again, you mentioned gambling. Links back to the secret gambling fun. Tom's story would kind of work in an anime setting. It's just
there was a
weird
definite.
enough that
Yeah.
it might work.
If we have
Yeah.
like artistic.
I'm not gonna
motive-
lie, like I looked at the confession scene and I'm like, okay, black floor, white lights, wind blowing.
No,
leaves.
when he said they
Perfect
confessed to
anime
each other,
confession.
under my breath, I did. I'm not sure if it picked up the record, but under my breath, I did say just like one of my Japanese animes. It probably didn't pick up, but I did say it.
And then I said there was the incredibly yaoi moment between
Yeah.
Elliot and Drake before he was killed.
Which
No,
in
Drake,
my mind was
David.
them just getting so close to basically squashing and merging into
If
each other.
if anyone wants to draw the One Small Town characters as anime
Please.
people,
That
then
would be
please
so
do.
good.
I'm not gonna lie, like, what's the one with the laptop called?
Jenny.
Jenny. There's a character that I already like perceive her to look like.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna put this in the Discord just so y'all know. But for record, it's for those of you that have played Persona 5, you'll recognize the character Futaba. Hold
Yeah.
on. Let me just copy this image and put this into Discord for y'all to. Disclaimer: she dyes her hair orange. It's black by normal. That is exactly what I picture Jenny to look like.
Is she bleeding, or is that just
No, that's just her
colour
shirt
on her
design.
shirt?
Just
That's just
Canada on her
preemptive.
chest.
Yeah, I can't not picture her like that from the moment we said she was like on the computer hacking into the Matrix.
Oh. Well, enough.
Right.
Enough.
Enough about our own. Enough, gentlemen.
Done.
This has
This has
been.
been a weird episode,
This has
man.
been an interesting.
This has been the Heatstroke special.
This has been the
Yeah.
Heatstroke special of Fakt Vs Ficktion. As always,
much time like
thank you
that.
very much for listening. Has anyone got pluggables? Plug
They're
away.
in the description, but me and Tom
Oh.
have
Yeah.
YouTube channels
Oh,
and Twitters.
I will.
Yeah.
I will say if anyone wants to submit any fan art, like Dom suggested, that just send it to factvsfiction@gmail.com. That'll be fine.
Oh,
I'll
we
make
have
sure
an
it gets
email
to
now.
the right
We have an
people.
email.
Oh,
I have
nice.
We will show that on stream. It may just take like 5 episodes to come through because we record these in bulk.
Oh, definitely.
Indeed.
So,
Um,
I'll
my
print it off
Twitter
and
is
just tape it
at
behind me.
Random Jot, and my YouTube is Tom H Jordan.
I am at Gaius is it underscore? No, it's just Gaius Nix. Guias because I can't spell Gaius.
I thought it was just a style thing. I didn't realize you messed it up.
No, I'm literally can't spell.
All right, cool.
It's that on both YouTube and on Twitter.
Indeed. And me and John have no social media presence.
You do
Well,
that way more
Men
than
of Mystery.
you probably should, Matt.
Yeah, I know. It's. I
To be
confuse
fair-
everybody's name is in a big jar in my
If
head.
he says
and I just pull out.
a name in this podcast, there's a 2/3 chance he's referring to to a Tom.
Exactly.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, it is fair.
But
Thank you
anyway,
for having my back, John.
anytime. Partner.
Oh, do you want to take us out, John? As always.
Right. Yeah. No. I've got to. Right. I've changed up the proverb thing a bit this time. I'm now going. Whenever I say proverb at the end of a fiction thing, I'm going to have you guess whether it's one I've made up or a real one.
Mhm.
This could be from centuries
Yay!
back. I've made a list of bullshit.
Is this like us as well as the people, or?
Well, I'll give you like a 10-second countdown. That's fine. All right. So
10 seconds to just.
Yes,
Fine.
no.
I'll TikTok. God damn it. Anyway.
You'll start singing countdown.
I'll
to us.
TikTok like them kids.
Hello, fellow youths. Do you know how I TikTok?
Have you been doing the top ticks?
Hello, fellow kids.
Do you know where I can find some TikToks?
Right. Okay.
So what's the proverb?
The first proverb. The first challenge is Is this a real proverb? The blacker the goose, the plumper the swan. TikTok.
I want to say yes.
It sounds.
I want to say that's the
Oh.
thing.
It sounds
I am-
plausible enough.
I am also going to say yes,
Time.
that's a real one. I also want to say for the listeners, John held up a clock.
A medicine alarm
Like
clock.
I know
did that.
it was coming through in my headphones, but I don't know if it will come up in the recording. But there was definitely like an audible ticking noise.
Yeah,
And,
there is.
Not one of
There's still-
those, not one of those, just like electric alarm clocks. One of your old school things with the bell.
Oh, I need that. I've slept through earthquakes. I need something that screams at me to wake up. Anyway.
I think
anyway,
we're all agreed it's a
another
yes.
time.
It's a real one. It's a real proverb.
No, it's one I've corrupted from but it's very similar to an 1800s one, which is the blacker the goose, the cleaner the flue. Because what chimney sweeps used to do when they were tired of being like stuck up chimneys, and like occasionally when the owners go, he's taking too long, burn the small child out and set fires underneath. No, that happened. That generally, like if they took too long, they
I was gonna say,
asleep.
the 1800s.
Because everybody falls asleep in chimney chutes.
Yeah,
They're very
so
comfy.
So
Yeah.
basically, they got tired of that sometimes, and occasionally they would just get a goose, tie its feet together, and just chuck up the chimney. So it panicked and
Please,
flapped its
governor,
way up.
don't send the goose up. I swear I'm cleaning it.
Oh no, not after them. They'd send up instead of themselves.
Oh,
Mickey,
Not
Mickey, is that
to
you?
get
What are you
out
doing
of
cleaning
it.
my chimney?
Oh,
Yeah, no,
Boy,
if,
Sora, I can't wait to get this chimney clean.
if they sent the goose up to get the child out, you'd have an old woman eating the fly situation.
you would. Right. What beats
Now the
a goose?
goose is stuck. Let's send up a swan.
What beats a swan? A badger. And it's like
Increasingly bigger animals into a small, confined space. That'll help get it unstuck.
Somebody's just shoving the bear up to
Get
them.
the footman. We
Yeah,
need
he's
the
got a
rhino
knife.
up there.
Oh.
Uh,
Good night, everybody.
good night.